I just wanted to show you guys my FX book because I think it's important to show you. I started on 28th of April. I opened this account. And since then, nearly 2 weeks, I've taken about 3 trades. Okay. We're just up. And, I just think this highlights you don't have to trade all the time. Okay. You can take it slow. It's not the end of the world when you don't see trades. You don't have to trade all the time. You just have to be patient. If your setup's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. Okay. Don't stress about not taking trades. You guys might be having a great time in the markets, but I promise you there's going to be a time where the trades are slow, but you just have to trust your process and relax. I can see we have someone from South Africa, Mars. I'm actually born in South Africa and I live there, so good to see some South Africans. Okay. Aussie dollar, US dollar. We'll go through all of these pairs on the right over here, and look at what we're going. Okay. So with Aussie dollar and New Zealand dollar, most of these pairs, we can see we're making lower lows and lower highs. Okay. So even over here, we can see we're massively bearish. Down up to almost 2% on Aussie dollar, Japanese yen. For those guys asking, I'll go through all of these pairs, so don't stress. GU included. Okay, so in terms of setups, I will be looking at. We can see we've made a lower low over here. So next thing I would want to see is price pushing back to this key level and create a rejection just for that trend to continue. Okay, nothing special. You can see this is something I want to talk about. A lot of people say, never mind, I was wrong. Brain fade, okay? But so we're making lower lows and lower highs. That's all we could be looking at, all I will be looking at, okay? New Zealand dollar, US dollar, there's a exact same setup happening over here. You can just see we're making lower lows and lower highs. If we break and close below this structure over here, I'll be looking for price to push back, create that rejection, and then continue down from there. Not like that, just down, okay? If we look on the 1 hour time frame, we can see, it's setting up quite nicely. And what I want to see at this level when price pushes back here is some strong weak rejections, to show that the buyers are trying to take back control of this market, but the sellers are really in control. And then I want to see a nice momentum shift with a big engulfing candle or a momentum shift candle of some sort. Okay. So when I say rejection, that is what I mean. I want to see weak rejections, engulfing candles, and sometimes even a little double top pattern, just to show that level is really being respected. Okay. If we continue down to Aussie dollar, Japanese yen, I believe we're pushing very far. Okay. So for me, there's not a whole lot for me to trade in this until we see some structure potentially start to form. Maybe we could look at some reversals if price fails to make new lows, or we just continue down from there. Okay, but the point is, until we form some strong structure that I can actually trade off, some new lows being made, I won't be trading that. Okay, New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen is quite similar. I guess we could look at price pushing back to this key level over here and then pushing down further. Okay, so this is what I mean when I say the market's been slow for me. There's definitely been strong moves, but we just haven't quite gotten those retests. Okay, so over here, we didn't quite push back to that level. Over here, we didn't push back to that level. Price seems to either be consolidating or breaking out and moving without retesting, which stops me from entering trades. Okay, so yeah, it's been slow, but Aussie dollar, Swiss franc, we can see a very similar setup forming over here. I think potentially we could look at price push back to this key level, create a rejection before continuing bearish from there. Okay, and all we're doing here is just joining in on this trend. Okay, we can see we're forming lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, so the next thing we can expect the market to do, create a new lower low and then a new lower high. Okay, and this is where we profit on this little new low that's potentially being made. Okay, and you can just see along this line, entry opportunity, entry opportunity. Okay, all of these lower highs is where I enter, and it's that's how I enter my trades, just on those lower highs. Okay, New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. This one's actually looking quite nice as well. So considering we break and close below this level, definitely something I want to be looking at to push back to this level, create a rejection, and then continue down from there. Okay. So for most of these Aussie dollar pairs, the setups are pretty similar, just creating that new low. Hopefully we can push back to this level and create that rejection. Okay. GBP AUD, again, similar to the Aussie dollar Japanese yen pairs, has just moved a bit too much. And until we form some new structure, maybe like double top or consolidation, break out of there, I won't be trading this, just because I want to trade off previous highs and lows, and I doubt we'll push back to this level. Okay, so we're just waiting on that one. New Zealand dollar, British pound, New Zealand dollar, I can see it's quite similar, but we are creating new highs. Just a little new high over here. So maybe price pushes back to this key level, creates a higher low before pushing up from there. Okay. Very simple. It's repeating the process over and over, but maybe this comes through. If we look at the 1 hour, it's actually quite a nice little setup. And again, we just want to see price push back to this level and then continue bullish from there. Okay, so for those who don't know, I like to use the 4 hour to identify my structure and my overall bias in the market. Then once I see, for instance, price breaking and closing above the previous high, I can see that for me, the market bias is bullish. And then I flip to the 1 hour and look for those retests. And this is where I enter my trades. Okay. GBP, JPY, let's flip to the 4 hour. So this is actually setting up super nicely right here. And hopefully we can see price. So we're on the 4 hour. Hopefully we can see this 4 hour break and close somewhere down here. Okay. And what that would mean is that we've created a new lower low. Okay. And that would put this market in a bearish structure. Okay. So once we see price break out of this key level, a new low would have been made. At that point, we can flip to the 1 hour and potentially continue bearish from there. Okay, whether we enter with a nice wick rejection, an engulfing candle, or a double top pattern, the key point is we really want to see a strong rejection at this key level over here. Okay, so yeah, that's looking pretty good. Hopefully we can see price push down here. Again, I'm not going to take this sell right away, because if you look at the 4 hour, we can see we haven't actually closed below this level. Okay, so chances are price pushes down and creates a big wick and then comes back up. Okay, so that's why I use that higher time frame on the 4 hour to wait for price to break and close below. That way I know that the structure is bearish for me, and then we can look for those entries on the 1 hour. Okay, so got to see that 4 hour close below first. GU, I believe, is ranging at the moment. And for me, until I break out of here, I won't be trading. Hopefully we can push above here and look for price to create a new high and a higher low structure to potentially reverse this big bearish downtrend. Okay. GBP CAD, you can just see we're making higher highs and higher lows, but there hasn't been an entry opportunity for me, unfortunately. But there's always a new chance. So if you look here, potentially we could look at price to push back here and then create a strong rejection off of this level to continue bullish. And you can just see, this is what I'm talking about, that structure, okay? So higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, okay? And each time we make a new high is where we try and profit, okay? So very simple structure, and, you know, basis to why I trade with the trend, okay?
If you're looking for a broker upgrade, we have an amazing offer just for you. Thanks to our partnered broker Axie, you may qualify for a 30% deposit bonus when you sign up using our link in the description below. For example, for qualified clients, a deposit of $1,000 could receive a bonus of $300 in trading credits. They've partnered with us to provide traders with the tightest spreads, lowest trading costs, and a huge range of tradable assets. Markets like forex, commodities, and indices are all available for clients trading with Axie. Remember to use the link in the description to potentially qualify for the deposit bonus offered and to support what we do here at A1 Trading. Please note, this offer is only available to traders outside of the US. For US-based traders, consider checking out some of the other brokers listed in the description below.